The elves of Lindon have allied with their woodland kin and are preparing to defend this settlement against evil men and dwarves. What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm PopeJohnPaul, and we're here with another Rise of Mordor battle for you today, and this is a glorious 3v3 on the map of Lynn here, which is one of the newer maps on Rise of Mordor. It's a pretty nice map as well. We also attacking today we have the dwarves of Erebor, and we also have Isengard here. Well, we do have Isengard, but that's the Eastlings over there. We also have Isengard. Isengard's all the way over here, doing his thing. I think he's trying to blow up a hole in the wall currently. As you can see, he's got his Wyan sappers ready to go. Looks like he's going to try and blow a chunk of the wall. He's also managed to capture the towers. I'm not entirely sure how. I presume with a ram. A ram was captured. I don't know. How the heck did he actually do this? Oh, he's blown up a hole in the wall there. And that looks like it was with sappers as well. So he's I mean, no need really to use the second sapper. But yeah, so there you go. He's already blown a hole in the wall there. So yeah, we have Isengard, and we have the Erebor, and we also have Eastlings. As I was saying, we have two Lindon defenders and a Woodland Realm army as well. So it's going to be a pretty formidable defense. You can see we've got Noldorian nobles here stacked up with some Noldorian spears, and they're going to be a pretty brutal fight to get through. The elves are massively outnumbered. You can see the balance of power is not looking healthy for them. 7,000 versus 3,000. But these are elves, you have to remember, and elves are pretty damn good at defending and also attacking. They're just very elite troops, so don't count them out just yet. So yeah, if you, like I said, if you're enjoying, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. I do enjoy showing you guys Rise of Mordor, and I know you enjoy seeing it. It's like these berserkers, not these berserkers, these sappers get focused down. I don't know why it's slightly a bit laggy. I do apologise. Should sort itself out. Maybe it's just the map. I'm not entirely sure. Some of these newer maps are a little bit on the laggy side. There you go. That Wyan sapper is just getting focused down right now. We now got some Uruk-hai archers in. These are very upgraded Uruk-hai archers as well. Silver chevron. I mean, might as well just got crossbows or something like that instead. I mean, you're going to need it for the brutal ammo you're going to have to go through. And they've sent in their sappers into combat with the spears. I mean, I don't know if they meant to or whether the elves sallied out on them. I'm not entirely sure. The elves may have sallied out, stopping these sappers from getting away. And yeah, you can see they're running now. They don't want to get caught like this. I mean, the sappers just want to get used. They want to probably, like, look at that poor sapper. They're getting speared. Oh, it's a brutal way to go. I'm going to presume that they were wanting to, like, use them to blow up, like, pipe blocks and stuff like that. Instead, they're going to get themselves spears. It's like a waste of 1,500 there. That's a real waste. You see pikes coming up now. These are really elite as well. I'd be interested to see how much money was spent. And the elves seem like they got a pretty large army. Or large-ish armies. Anyway, they got elite ones for sure. I mean, the elves can only really bring elites at this moment in time, both. So, that certainly is the case. Oh, did that just explode? Yeah, it did. A berserker exploded. I mean, it didn't kill many men, but look how many men it knocks down. Surely most of those will get back up, I thought, yeah. I think one of them must have exploded. I saw out of the corner of my eye. At the final one, I mean, he killed two unlucky guys. And these pikes going up really early on. This is probably a mistake by Isengard, really. You should not be setting up his pikes first wave. You want to be setting up, like, Uruk-hai infantry or Uruk-hai scouts. Something that's can protect itself a little bit better, because this is when all the enemy have all their archers. It's at the beginning. That's when you want to send. You want to send up something with shields first to soak up all the ammo, and bring the pikes up when the enemy is short on ammo. But if I was Isengard, also I'd be thinking about getting on this wall with some archers, like some archers on that far wall. And I'd be focusing down these shock infantry. That's what I'd be doing as much as possible. The elves have a lot of shock infantry, along with archers, but I'd be shooting the shock infantry to be sure. For sure, that's their weakness. And you can see here the pikes are losing, and they're actually in phalanx as well. It's because they're getting focused down by archers. And these Noldorian spears are doing a lot of work. We've got Mordor rabble in here now. That's not going to change the battle too much. That's all that's going to do is give these Noldorian swords plenty of kills. Those guys are going to love that. They're going to just feed those kills. Let's see how the Woodland kin are doing at the moment. They don't seem like they're engaged just yet. Look like they're going to be facing the evil Eastmen of Rune, or the Eastlings. Easy way to just say it. Got their Varag warriors here setting up this the lower tier shock infantry. If you're unsure of the Eastling roster, this is the lower tier shock infantry. Still good though. Medium shock infantry. It should be able to do a decent amount of damage to this Lasgarland's blade here. I thought it was a spear. If it was a spear, definitely would have done a lot. Shock infantry rips through that. Oh, the elves need to be careful of her. This archers could get caught out. These are Lords Lasgarland's good archers. And even though they're like pretty good in melee, these guys, like the armor piercing maces of the Loki Rim, which is the mainline infantry of the Eastlings, all rip through these this armor. Look at they're gonna get out of there pretty much unscathed. The Loki Rim, I'm sure, will chase. They're gonna need some swords up here, and they made it. Yeah, it's a real mess of that. That was. Already got some Varag warriors over here as well, engaging with the Woodland Realm. So we now have the Sylvan Elves engaged in combat. These guys, I'm sure, will do. I'm sure the Varag warriors are actually losing. So maybe the ones over here haven't got much of a chance. Then these slightly fresher ones maybe don't have a chance. I'd have thought even shock infantry, like low tier shock infantry, like it's not even low tier, it's mid tier shock infantry, would have been able to do a decent amount of damage to the Lasgarland blades. So who knows? The archers and stuff now lining on the walls, they may be useful. I don't know. Yeah, they are kind of cutting them down. They're down to 84 already. Maybe they will. Anyway, over here, this is not looking good though. Pikes here, Uruk-hai pikes here, doing very well, winning decisively against the Northern Spear. This is a different pike against the one over there, the initial one that got set in. And because the elves have sallied out in a lot of areas here, Lyndon's sallied out a bit. He's kind of getting surrounded by Uruk-hai infantry, and particularly White Hand Stormers, in the elite swords that Isengard is available to them. They're getting cut down, these elves, these poor elves. Having a rough old time there. Over here, though, they seem to be doing a good job killing some scouts and rabble. Yeah, nothing too major. Again, just feeding these Noldorian swords easy kills, really, is Isengard. They can't be too aggressive, though, the elves. You have to remember that they are short in number. That is their weakness, is that there isn't many of them. You can see the dwarves now coming in. This is a strong faction that's not really seen action. The dwarves have... Well, they've not at all, really. They've just been stood here. They're getting shot by, I'm presuming, Lyndon's archers. Yeah. They've got a pike stack here. This is actually a general. So, I mean, if I was Erebor, I'd be getting crossbows up. I'd be setting them up here, and I'd be trying to gun down this general and the spears. You'll break through eventually, and now you can see the dwarves are getting engaged, and they're going to help turn this battle around. You've got Erebor axe warriors here. Some of them are going to try... I imagine they'll get engaged here. Or maybe they're going to try and flank around. They're trying to get the archers? Yeah, they're trying to go with those archers. Okay. Shock infantry over here, though, being sent in against Elven archers. So that'll be an easy one, I imagine, for the dwarves. Elven archers are good. They're not going to be Dwarven shock infantry, especially fresh Dwarven shock infantry. How that man lost his head when he just got hit by a hammer, I don't know. It must have been a mighty swing. Yeah, if I was the elves, I'd be starting to think about falling men back. This Lyndon army over here is way overextended, I personally think. Compared to some of its allies, like the Woodland Realm, it's much more extended. Anyway, this battle over here, how's it going? It's actually kind of even. You know what? I was saying that, I mean, they're winning slightly, apparently. I'd say they do some damage. They actually are going to kind of trade units here, the Eastlings. And, I mean, that's a win for the Eastlings, because this unit, the Varag Warriors, costs less than the Lasgarland Blades. So that's a win in the eyes of the Eastlings. I mean, I'm surprised that this Eastling didn't get cut down. I mean, it's actually it's sort of wavering and broke there. So, I mean, it's nearly taking this Lasgarland Blade with it, though. I mean, that's going to get overwhelmed in the next wave, you imagine. So, that's not too bad a deal. And actually, we've got more shock infantry come up here. Now we've got the Wards of Rune. This is the top tier shock infantry. What comes after the Varag Warriors? These guys are nasty. They will cut through those remaining Lasgarland blades. Look at that blade. You would not want to be on the end of that blade. That is horrible. Nasty curved blade. What we got here? We got a Varag bow and the more expensive bows coming up. These guys are pretty good in combat as well. They have got a shield and sword when they get in. You can see there. So they're a pretty good hybrid unit actually. They're actually shooting Elven King that's coming up, and that Elven King's not as strong as he used to be. Especially now that archers fire much quicker, More heavily armored units like this that before was like seen as being really, really elite. Not so much anymore. And as you can see, the dwarves are really helping to push back the elves here. Linden is one of the Linden players in a bit of trouble over here. I think he's overextended. He did well to start with. He was cutting down, like, I mean, it was a really smart idea to, like, sally out, take out that Sapphire unit. After that, though, he should have fallen back. I mean, he nearly also got that Pike unit as well, but then, again, should have fallen back before. Like, Isengard made a few mistakes early on, and he should have then fallen back as soon as those mistakes, like, he realized the advantage was gone. Seems like over here, again, it's like the only place that they're kind of, like, extended out now. I mean, they are getting forced back in here as well. But in here's got a lot of streets. There's a lot of street-to-street fighting. I mean, the next defenses are a lot further back, so hopefully the elves can stop them, because they need to preserve every single one of them troops they can. They've already lost they've nearly lost 1,000 men, which is a lot. That's a third of the elves' force gone, and they've killed about 2,000. Yeah, about 2,000 of the attackers, which is good, but they need to kill more. Going off those odds, there's to be 1,000 left of the attackers and no elves. And the elves are even using ammo as well. As you can see here, these crossbows, they're doing exactly what I thought they would, and really smartly they put like a axe unit just here, so they make sure that the elves can't sally out and charge these crossbows. And you can see the general's going to fall back, and now it's just the spears in the front line. I mean, I carry on shooting with the crossbows, just weaken this unit down as much as possible before we send in the dwarves. I mean, obviously you need to save ammo as well for these Noldoran nobles, which are just getting peppered. Getting absolutely peppered. It's the same over here. We've got another stack, but this is the Woodland Realm this time. And you've got Hall Guardians stacking up with Lasgarland blades. Apparently, there is going to be another unit for the Woodland Realm coming, and that will look like the Hall Guardians, but they'll have a shield instead and a spear. So that could be really nasty. That'll be another top tier like infantry unit. That'll be very nasty to face. We would not be looking forward to that. There's a little Elven unit out here that's just been left unsown. That's 50 archers that could be useful in the front line. I would not be leaving them out there. Like I said, you need every man back. The elves have a lot of spears stacked up here though, and I mean a lot of spears. I don't think they need 2 units here. Especially since it's elves. Elves will hold forever, so like, this is a little bit overkill, I personally think. And there you go, the dwarves with their most uninspiring charge ever have gone into combat with the elves once again. And there you go, the elves with their sheer number. Look how many they put shock infantry and pawns, but there's a lot of stuff. Personally, like, when you play elves, you have to like have your army thinned out on a lot of fronts usually. So being able to stack like that, I mean, that's a luxury. But also, I wouldn't want to do it anyway because you're tiring out troops unnecessarily. The Woodland Realm has sent in 2 units. I mean, this is a weak sword unit, I guess. Sending plenty of swords here to deal with the low-key rim. Low-key rim, I imagine, might be able to do okay against the Lasgarland blades. To do well against Gondor swords, do low-key rim, and they're well armored. I imagine they can do pretty well against Lasgarland blades. Their high AP maces. But we'll see. Got a lot of low-key rim gathered here. But Lords of Lasgarland, they're taking a bit of a beating from being chased by low-key rim. They're now going to fire into the flanks. I mean, you can sort of see they just got on clear line of sight, just hitting those low-key rim there. Oh yeah, you can see a few of them dropping very, very nice. Still plenty of time in this replay. As you can see, they're now putting up archers just to duel with the crossbows. Not a good choice. Just get everything out of this choke point. Got artillery coming in. I presume that's the dwarves? No, Isengard. Isengard has a triple silver chevron, like, artillery piece. What did he have for money? That's what I want to know. The money must have been outrageous to have all this. Like, I mean, chevrons aren't the most expensive thing in the world in ROM, but like everything for his is like silver chevrons, so they're gonna be expensive. I mean, it must have been a lot of money, is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of money for budget. I mean, the elves have got a lot of troops. So, I'm going to say, yeah, it must be pretty high. This is a formidable defense, though. Look at that. Look at the forest of spears there is just waiting in behind. And then you got the pole arms as well. Oh, that's going to be nasty. No one really, apart from there, no one's really engaging. Seems like it's a little bit of a lull in the battle. So we'll go back to the street-to-street fighting as the Woodland Realm fight the Loki Rim. Either side you get the horrible, well, it's just because of the shadow actually. It's not the eternal lighting. Looks like, yeah, the archers are still firing in. Are they just... Yeah, they are there. Okay, it's an Eldorian archer now, not Lords of Lasgarland. And then we have a little bit of a sally out from the elves. Looks like they're a bit sick of just being shot by Eastling archers. And they're going to go in and fight some Lokirian, but they're going to get cut down. It's a really weak sword unit. And we've got archers in here. Hopefully these guys are out of ammo. They are. Look at the amounts of their stack. Look, the elves are stacking so much up here. I mean, in fairness, what they're stacking up, though. I mean, there's spears in here. That's great. But you're stacking shock infantry. Not a good idea. Yeah, it looks cool. I will admit, it's just amazing seeing so many elves stacked up in one spot here. But, you're just allowing a lot of squishy units to get shot. Best thing to do is just hide them around the corner. Hide them where you can't shoot them so much. Or you pray that they're going to run out of ammo soon, which it does look like these things are about to soon. They've got, this unit's out of ammo, this one's out, this one's low. Apart from that, it looks like they haven't got any more ammo. Which the elves seem to have a fair amount of, actually. Like, the Lord's Last Guard in general here seems to have a decent amount. So there's hope. There is hope. Oh, and what has happened here? And the Lasgarland Blades, I didn't even realize that was a little pathway there. So, yeah, these Lords of Lasgarland are now getting surrounded by Varag warriors, and this is going to be painful. This is an Eastling sandwich for you, and they're not pleasant, especially not if you're an elf right now. What are the numbers looking like now? Elves down to 2100. They've not lost much more of the attackers, and the elves lost not a lot more either. They've lost about, both sides lost about 300. The elves need to be like doubling, if not more, the kills they are getting. But the attackers are playing smart. They aren't going in. They're not just throwing their men against their lines because they know that the elves are strong. They're doing things like this. They're surrounding elves where possible. Even like now, these Varag warriors are losing in combat, and they're surrounding. They're the ones surrounding the elves. When in fairness, how the Lasgarland Blades are now losing. That's insane. That shows how strong elves are. They are battling on in this street. But, yeah, I mean, it's a brutal one. Finally, the dwarves made an assault over here after soaking up. The elves have soaked up so much ammo. They finally decided now is the time to attack. Again, they're stacking up loads of troops in. There's no need. You're going to need those troops elsewhere soon. And all you're doing is weakening some other units and tiring others out. These dwarves, though, these Arab or Axe Warriors, they're not going to be easy to kill. The two-handed swords are going to probably maybe break and shatter against this iron armor. Maybe bring up some archers, they may soften them up. Dwarves over here as well, still battling in. We've got the Tomb Wardens in here. Elite polearms being thrown in. Where are the elite polearms of the elves? Where have they been sent? They're all Hall Guardians, they'd be pretty handy. Noldorian Nobles, they'd be even better. I don't know whether the Tomb Wardens are worse than the elite elves, but they'd certainly be a good match. Golden armor versus golden armor as well. Yep, polearms going in every front now. It seems like now the attackers are making their pushes. Where are all the polearms gone for like the elves? They had all these polearms that they were just like stacking up, and now they just seem to have disappeared. Where have they put them? I mean, the general's really beating up Noldorian nobles. It was very bizarre that a general was in the front line, even if he was a Noldorian noble. Hall Guardian there, pretty stacked up. That's a fresh unit. These elves are finally lost, even though they were surrounded. Taking a lot of kills with them. These halberds, they're not that great. Low-Curum halberds, they're not that great, and you can see they're actually getting surrounded. They're getting flanked just here by the Noldorian nobles. So these halberds, yeah, I don't know what to really think of them. They're okay. You've got to be really careful with them. I always find halberds as well, you want to send in with other infantry, just so this sort of thing doesn't happen. Yeah, loads of like Low-Curum just getting beheaded right now. Here we go, Low-Curum Macemen going in. It's a small unit, but it's something. I'd send in more. I'd send in like some shock infantry, these bowmen once they're out of ammo. Because these Low-Curum halberdiers are getting butchered. And there's a lot of elves here. There's a lot of elves. This phalanx isn't going to hold forever.
The men have given up and are running for their lives.
Here we go, though, a brutal fight here going on. I actually managed to get around them. Managed to sneak on around. Sneaky old elves. They're actually losing a lot of men, though, because of that, though. Looks like the elves are going to hold on here, though. It looks like just about, you can see that we've got some Varric bowmen retreating. And these Noldorian swords, even though they're losing, they're surrounding and killing a lot of these polearms off. I mean, the Warlords of Rúdurn doing well, though, apparently. Cutting these guys down. Anyway, how's it going on other fronts? How are the dwarves doing? They seem to be doing okay. I mean, this unit's wavering, but they have to now send in Ered Mithrin veterans, a really good unit to send in. Got their like dragon on their helmet, looks awesome. Battling away. And they still got the artillery of Isengard. Still got at least one round to go. Where's that going to go? I'd say that for a good choke point. I mean, here's a good choke point. I mean, what's been said in here? We've got Varric warriors that got sent in here. I mean, there's so many elves in this choke point. If I can just get the camera right. The streets are a problem. And they have just cut down all of those Eastlings. So the Woodland Realm here with some pretty strong Hall Guardians still. Maybe a shame there aren't any more elsewhere. And it's just like, why are they letting their general get just shot to pieces by crossbows? Like, don't defend it. Just, as soon as they come around this choke point, then attack. Don't just leave your general here to get massacred. These crossbows are really good with like AP. And these shipwright nobles can fight to like the last man almost. You don't want these guys just getting focused down for no reason. These guys are dying unnecessarily, getting weaker unnecessarily. Such a waste. Well, look at this. You can see now that the elves at one point were flanking the Eastlings, and now the Eastlings are now counter-flanking the elves. You can see there's like a few elves surrounded. Like, oh my gosh, how did it come to this? How did we get surrounded? You see these wards of Rúdurn kind of getting the better of these spearmen. Now Halberds having a little bit more luck now that they're supported by other infantry. I mean, I say that all of these are starting to lose. Oh no, this is all elves. Sorry, I keep thinking the elves are in the blue. Wards of Rúdurn doing well. Halberds are doing okay now. They've kind of stabilized at 47. Did lose most of their unit. And over here we have the elves still battling on. They're facing those elite tomb wardens. They really need pole arms over here. The elves are like getting pushed back gradually quite a lot. The White Hand of Saruman is also in the air. How dare those dwarves ally with the enemy? Linden is getting forced back over here. They've got whole guys just waiting here. I mean, they've got no ammo actually for their crossbows, so they are kind of in a bit of a predicament here. Other dwarves, they've got loads of troops just being held up here. I mean, they've got a whole lot of elites as well. Dwarven Barrack Guard. I mean, all nasty infantry. All being held up by one Hall Guardian. And you can tell that the Eastlings are also now sending the rest of their forces over here because this is where they're seeing most of their luck. But, I mean, there's now Noldorian nobles in it. There's now a general on the front lines. This Noldorian noble, I'm sure, will rip things up. Even if it is a bit of a weakened unit, it's still going to do a lot of damage, I imagine. I'd hope so, anyway. It's a general, and also it costs a lot. What are the numbers looking like? Elves are looking... Oh, it's not looking good. It's a 4,000 versus 1,000. They're not killing them as quickly as they used to be. Not at all. Noldorian swords now going into combat. They're running out of that key, like, sword infantry for Lasgarden blades. That's what they needed to, like, to protect themselves from the arrows. Like, playing elves on defense is a really tough job. It's a pretty tough job to do on attack as well, because you're so susceptible to archer fire, especially playing as like one of the Noldorian factions at the moment. I imagine they will probably get some sword and shield units, probably a bit lower tier. But at the moment, it's really tough to do. So yeah, playing defense, especially when all your units are just like very vulnerable as pole arms or as shock infantry, it's a really tough thing. Probably why it's better to play Woodland Realm. They're the strongest elf faction for a reason, because they have shields. That may change once you have like sword and shield units for Linden and Imladris. I'm sure they'll get a few. I mean, Linden already has some in the Shipwright Nobles, but you always keep them reserved. I mean, it also still doesn't help if you're just going to like just let them just stand here and get shot by crossbows. It's just not a good use of that unit. Like, it's no longer even needs to stand here now that the Noldorian swords are fighting in the choke point. And then losing as well. Losing to Wyand Stormers. Kind of surprised. Wyand Stormers and their Isengard infantry. And they're losing. Very surprised, actually. But yeah, the Shipwright Nobles, get them out of there. They don't need to be there anymore. Not at all. Anyway. Oh yeah, this looks really bad. And the Noldorian nobles are starting to lose. They're getting flanked. What's coming in here? This wards are ruined. They've managed to flank around them. These guys are, the Noldorian nobles are right in the front lines now. But they don't... They're very much aware, I'm sure, as they're getting cut down, that the wards are ruined on their flank. And in rear. And I'm presuming enemy general dead. That'll be the Noldorian noble. Yeah, general has died here. He is routed. And that's one Linden force gone. You can see the Noldorian spears just breaking there. There's a whole host of dwarves and Isengard troops that can now just break through here. Well, we've got a Elven King Rider that's just running around a bit like a headless chicken. They're defending this area here at the elves left. They've got pole arms set up on both sides here. All Guardians versus Lokirim Halberdiers doing their bit. I imagine the Hall Guardians would win this, but I don't know if they're going to get a chance to. They may not get a chance to win this. Over on the other side, it looked like the Dwarves did make some sort of assault and then decided to change their mind. Yeah, look at this. Eremith and Veterans have been in again. And I presume... Oh no, Barrack Guard's been sent around, I'm going to presume. Yeah, it's there. Barrack Guards will gone this way around, which is probably a smarter move. There's just no need to charge in the into the pole arms. Especially when the rear has opened up. Like, look at this. This is not good. Did that other general get back? That Shipwright Noble's getting focused down? I don't think he did. Where did he go? There's another cap point over here. There are a couple of cap points for them to capture. Yeah, he's still stood here. Don't know what the Linden player was doing. He's not even defending, like, you might as well turn around and defend the other way because you're about to get surrounded, son. These Linden troops here getting murdered. That's what they are. They're being murdered. There come the Elven King. I don't know where he's going to go. I guess he's going for a few charges somewhere. He's a really expensive cavalry unit. You want to at least try and get the best of him. You may get pinned against this wall, though. Oh, some of them did. He needs to keep moving. He's going to go for a charge here. That's kind of just like hit the corner of the unit. Didn't really like hit it like head on. I mean, he's going to charge this Dwarven unit here. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad charge there. He's now going to try and knock himself through. Oh, yeah, he's charging into the back of into the pole arms, which did turn around. And these guys are murdering the Elven King. The two Mornings have done a very good job there. Now, Elven King is already looking really beat. Luckily, it's not the general unit for the Woodland Realm. General is Lord Lasgarland, which is still got ammo, and he's getting focused down. I think it's always a risk. Woodland Realm does have this problem in generals. Like, do you bring an archer as your general, or do you bring like the Elven King, which is a pretty good unit, but you then can't really use your only one cavalry unit aggressively. You have to just play defensively with it, and that's a bit of a risk. It's always a risk to do. But yeah, you can see they're getting bloodied up right now. I mean, you could bring the Hall Guard in again, but you also got the same problem. It's two of their generals are very susceptible to archer fire. Ironically, having probably some of the best archers in the game. And if you bring the Elven King as a general, it means you can't really use them aggressively. Or you have to defend your flanks with your general, which is always a risk as well. Why Woodland Realm is quite a good defensive faction on siege, because you don't have to bring cav on a siege on defense. But Bayonet Steps trying to force their way through. As long as they don't pull through, they're fine. They actually have still got. I was saying they're short on like shielded units. They have Lasgarland like spears and swords here in this line. It's a shame that they weren't out helping their Linden allies. Clearly they weren't like they were allied, but they didn't want to like share resources. It would seem. It's the last stand of the Woodland Realm. It's only really them left. The two Linden factions are all but gone, I believe. Yeah, they've just murdered the last general, and his Noldorian swords there. Send in the Hall Guards, get them some kills. Get these boys some kills. Oh, floats in, bait in the steps. It's always nice to see. How has he done that? What witchcraft has he got? Dwarves battling in here as well with Lasgarland's spears. They'll break through eventually, I'm sure. Seem to win on this flank. The Lord's Lasgarland broken. Oh, that's not good. The general's gone. I'm presuming they just focused him down. They have actually found a gap through here. I mean, they've kind of forced one. There were elves in there. At least I think there were. I don't know. They may have been breaking actually. Look like they might have broken. But yeah, they're going in for the rear now. Going to just get rid of these Hall Guardians that are holding back all the dwarves here. And a good charge. In they go. Knocking them down. Very, very nice. And these Hall Guardians, I mean, just rear charging dwarves now. That Hall Guardian's probably in pieces. I mean, there's a couple more over here. The dwarves are losing, actually. There's two more, and does get beaten by Hall Guardians. I'm not surprised. Hall Guardians are pretty elite. I would have thought the dwarves, two ones were doing pretty good, though. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not against Elven halberds, anyway. Here they come. And the steps going flying on in. I'm not quite sure how these dwarves made it here. They kind of look like they pulled through a bit. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know why Isengard and the Dwarves haven't just flanked around with infantry at this point, just surround them. Instead, they're quite keen on just bunching up here. I mean, there you go, a chain route there, and then you have a Pyrrhic victory for the Dwarves and their allies. So we'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. But yeah, this was a pretty fun one. This was one of casuals replays that I found on the Rise of Mordor Discord. It was a really fun one, and yeah, well done to him and to Maximus Decimus and to Obi Walker, who were all the attackers. They all did a very, very good job. I mean, casual got some okay kills, but nothing like insane. Okay, so yes, unfortunately the replay crashed just as I was doing the outro, so that's really unfortunate, so I'm having to redo that once again. But yeah, Casual was the one that was like the one that sent the replay in. It was a really, really good one. 138 kills with Zerdmithrin veterans. Still got some okay kills, but nothing like insane. But the Dwarves didn't really participate too much. 161 kills with 2 more. I mean, he's like infantry that did take part is like fairly much untouched. And then we've got Maximus Decimus Meridius, who was playing as Isengard. 76 kills with his Wyand Storm was not too bad there. Like his Uruk-hai infantry, like over here, were 43, 87. I mean, they're not going to have insane kills because they're fighting elves, and elves have small units. 102 kills with the Berserkers is a very good amount. Yeah, unfortunately, Sap has like only got like 2 kills and they blew up there. His Onager getting 62 kills, so not too bad there. Obi Walker probably got the most kills because I feel like Easings did the most fighting against the elves. I mean, you can see they're 228 with these Loki-Rim Halberdiers, did very well. 142 with his Maceman there. His Shockman did okay, getting 100 kills here. And like 234, 207 with the Wards of Rune. It's not too bad there at all. And then we got Don Kizon, who was playing as the Wooden Realm. 320 kills with his Elven King. Right, it's very nice. I haven't seen the Elven King do so well in a long time. Lasgarden Blades with 115 kills, 137. Hull Guardians with 239 and 80, so not too bad there. And his archers, I feel like could have done a little bit better. I'm surprised he didn't bring more archers, being the Wooden Realm, getting like 100 kills with his best one. Then we got Wan Division Gaming, who was playing as Linden, one of the Linden armies. 107 kills with Noldori Nobles, 108 with another one here, 116, it's not too bad. Spears did okay, nothing like insane, like 38, some like, yeah, nothing amazing. Noldorian Archers getting 110 kills. I'm not quite sure which one it was that like attacked out like from Linden, but like they lost a lot of like unnecessary men, I feel like, doing that little push out. Then we got Nitro here playing as the other Linden army, 107 kills. There's Noldorian Nobles, 215 with this one, 352 with this one, insane, well done here. His Spears did much better, getting 113 kills, and his Archers did okay, getting like 98 kills. But there you go, guys, that is the Siege. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, do remember leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. And until next time, Legionnaires, I will see you in the next one.